Hokage get burning art at the start, Chapter 301 to 320. Chapter 301 Izanagi doesn't work for me. Yes, I don't care if you are a hero or not. In short, as long as I like something, there is nothing I can't get, and now I like your Mangekyo Sharingan, so you must leave your eyes. If you can give your eyes and hands, maybe I can leave you a dog, but if you are obsessed, don't blame me for being cruel. Clap clap clap. Before Danzo could finish speaking, he was suddenly slapped 3 times, knocking you to the ground. At this time, before Danzo could react, Kazama was already standing in front of him with a smile. This suddenly scared the Danzo back a few steps and broke out in cold sweat. Because even a fool now knows that this is what knocked him to the ground in the wind. But that Danzo had never seen any trace of the wind before. He also didn't see how Fengjan acted, and he came to him in a face-to-face effort. He could even shoot himself, knocking his mighty self to the ground. Danzo thought to himself that if Kazama directly killed him, wouldn't he have to die? Thinking of this, Danzo suppressed the shock in his heart. Then he said again in the wind with resentment on his face, "You little bastard, I didn't pay any attention to you before, but you dare to take action against me, it's really unbearable." Clap clap clap. Just when Danzo kept yelling at the wind, Kazama slapped his hand and 3 more slaps, knocking Danzo to the ground again. Then he immediately sneered at him and said, "I tell you Danzo, it's very easy for me to kill you in the wind, but I don't want to pay too much attention to you now, because I still have important things to do, so I hope you don't stay there. Pretend in front of me. Don't give me this shit." At this time, as soon as Fengjan saw Fengjan, in front of his subordinates, he slapped himself with a bruised nose and a bruised face. Danzo, who is so good-faced, endure this. So that Danzo immediately cast his trump card. First Futon, wind style, and then Mokuton, wood style. It seems that he wants to break the wind into pieces. Pity that Danzo's current operations are basically pediatrics in the eyes of Kazama. Didn't even bother to hide, and in one face-to-face, Danzo's Futon, wind style, and Mokuton, wood style, were absorbed into his body. What? Anger me too. Danzo got even more angry when he saw that Kazama was not afraid of his own attack. So he directly tore off the bandage on his right arm, revealing the 10 Sharingans on his right arm. Then Danzo sneered again and said to the wind, "I tell you the wind, don't think that if you have 2 pairs of Sharingan, you can pretend in front of me. I have 10 Sharingans now, you can still fight. Have you passed me? Haha, no matter how much your Sharingan is, it's useless no matter how awesome you are." I killed the hiccup. That Kazejian didn't take his 10 Sharingans in his eyes. Danzo was furious. So he immediately killed the wind again. And while attacking Kazama, he used Izanagi. Because Izanagi can transform reality into a dream. Danzo thought that even if Kazama killed him, he could be resurrected within a limited time. He didn't know that the pair of Mangekyo Sharingan that Kazama relied on had already seen through Danzo's careful thoughts. Chapter 302 The second generation of Hokage era. Therefore, in a face-to-face effort, there was a plan, and the Danzo was directly divided into 2. At this time, the resurrected Danzo came to Kazama stupidly, and started to pretend to be in front of Kazama. "Xiaoza Mao, do you think you can behead me so easily? I tell you this is absolutely impossible." Boom. But just as Danzo roared at Kazama, Kazama smashed it into Meat-chan again. Now that a few back and forth, Danzo kept casting Izanagi in order to stay alive. But every time he cast Izanagi, Kazama could always kill him at the next moment. So as Danzo's Sharingan runs out, Izanagi runs out. He couldn't hurt the wind in the slightest, which suddenly made him fall out of cold sweat. Because he originally wanted to use Izanagi to kill Kazama. But now not only did he not kill Fengjan, but he also used all his trump cards. And they are all useless and wasted. Why didn't this make Danzo's heart terrified? And then Danzo immediately said secretly, "It seems that I'm really not the opponent of this little bastard, and now if I continue to fight him with real swords and guns, in all likelihood, I will be punished. He beheaded, and since this is the case, then I can only use the bitter plan. Thinking of this, Danzo immediately said in the wind with a smile on his face, "Little brother, you are really awesome, you are really powerful, please don't misunderstand, I just made a joke with you before, just wanted to test your abilities, now that you have passed my test, I hope you can join our Konoha roots and serve our Konoha, how about that?" Hee, do you think I will believe your nonsense? Just when Danzo wanted to deceive Kazama with the bitter meat scheme, Kazama had already exerted his heavenly power and quietly came behind Danzo. Put a handful of kunai on Danzo's neck, which immediately shocked Danzo even more. So Danzo hurriedly said to Fengjan with a smile on his face again, "I said, little brother Fengjan, what are you doing? Didn't I say it just now? I really made a joke with you, I didn't mean to kill you, please don't misunderstand me, besides, I am the leader of the high-level Konoha, if you kill me, then you will not survive. Really, I really want to try what it's like to be alive. I'm mad at me too." At this time, Danzo was furious when he saw that Fengjian was actually soft and hard to eat. So he immediately cast his own unique sealing technique, wanting to perish with the wind. A pity that after Kazama cast Kamui, his body was blurred, and Danzo's sealing technique still failed to hit Kazama. Now Danzo not only failed to kill Kazama, but lost his life instead. This is to steal the chicken without losing the rice. I lost my wife and lost my army. At this time, Danzo's subordinates were shocked when they saw that Kazama killed their boss with such ease. Originally, they still wanted revenge, but they also knew that the cause of this incident was that Danzo wanted to take Mangekyo Sharingan from Kazama. And Kazama is the big hero who saves Konoha, so they naturally dare not attack Kazama again. And Kazama also knew that although Danzo was not an authentic person, his subordinates still thought of Konoha wholeheartedly. Therefore, Kazama stopped paying too much attention to them, but told them to protect Konoha with all his heart in the future. Then he used the ability of the time shuttle again and came to the era of the second-generation Hokage Senju Tobirama. At this time, Kazama had just arrived here, and when he saw the second-generation Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, they were being chased by the two brothers from the Golden Horn, Silver Horn, who were known as the two rays of light in the cloud. Chapter 303 Chased by the Golden Horn and Silver Horn. Hokage at this time was allied with the second-generation Raikage, but was rebelled by the two brothers from the Golden Horn and the Silver Corner. Caused the second-generation Raikage to die on the spot at the meeting of the alliance. In order to protect his subordinates, the second-generation Mizukages Yuanfei Hiruzen and the young Danzo and others. Therefore, he immediately fled the territory of the Land of Thunder. But he never expected that the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn were the heinous bastards. They have been leading their men to hunt down the second generation of Hokage. Addition, the land of Kumogakure village, the Land of Thunder, is very large. Although the second Hokage knows the art of Hiraishin, he cannot escape alone. Therefore, they can only continue to lead Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, constantly dodging the attack of the Golden Horn, and the Silver Horn. Pity that the second-generation Hokage Senju Tobirama has the ability to hang the Golden Horn Silver Corner. But in order to protect Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others, he was already forced to retreat by the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn. At this time, Senju Tobirama finally avoided the pursuit of the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn, and had a chance to breathe. So he rushed to Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo and said, "It's very difficult for the three of us to escape smoothly now, so I'll stay to stop the enemy, and the two of you will rush to Konoha immediately." "What? How is this possible?" Upon hearing Senju Tobirama's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately shook his head into a rattle. "You are the Hokage of our village, how could I leave you alone to escape? You return to Konoha now, and I will block the enemy." I said Sarutobi Hiruzen, you really like to talk big, aren't you afraid of talking too much and flashing your tongue? At this time, the young Danzo still pretended to be the same as when he was old, and looked down on Sarutobi Hiruzen. He saw that Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted to stay here alone to resist the Golden Horn Silver Horn, so he immediately laughed at Sarutobi Hiruzen. I tell you Sarutobi, the two brothers from the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn are known as the two rays of light in the cloud. The two of them are the descendants of the Six Paths Fairy, and they have the magic weapon of the Six Paths Fairy in their hands. What do you do now? Maybe their opponent. Don't give me this set. Sarutobi Hiruzen was also a violent temper. Before Danzo could finish speaking, he immediately became violent, ready to fight Danzo. At this time, Senju Tobarama stopped them immediately. I tell you both, now that we are in the middle of a crisis, you should stop blaming each other here. Our priority now is to preserve our living strength. Both of you are our hope for the future of Konoha, so now you must hurry up, save your life and return to Konoha. Okay. Hearing Senju Tobarama's words, Sarutobi and Danzo had no choice but to stop. Sarutobi Hiruzen, if I can't go back today, then you will be the third generation of Hokage. What? Senju Tobarama's words, both Sarutobi Hiruzen and that team battle were shocked. Only one was surprised, the other was angry. Because Danzo has always coveted Hokage's position. Now he never expected, Senju Tobarama actually gave the position of Hokage to Sarutobi Hiruzen. He was furious, and he was furious. So Danzo immediately said to Tobarama, a resentful puncher again, I said Hokage-sama, I'm not as good as Sarutobi. Sarutobi is not my opponent at all in terms of strength, he can't beat me at all, so I say this Hokage position must be taken by me. Chapter 304 Hanging the Golden Corner Silver Corner. Snapped. Before Danzo could finish speaking, Senju Tobarama knocked him to the ground with a slap. I tell you, it's not that you can be Hokage because of your strength, but the courage to dedicate your life to Konoha from time to time. You are not as good as Sarutobi at this point, so you can't be this Hokage. Hee, you three little bastards, now that you are dying, you dare to say who is Hokage. Who is not Hokage? I tell you, with our two brothers here, none of you can be Hokage. Just when the three Senju Tobarama were having a heated conversation. The two brothers from the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn have brought their men to surround Senju Tobarama and others. Senju Tobarama immediately cursed after seeing it, even though he said he was completely capable of running away. But he also knew that if he escaped, both Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo would surely die. Therefore, he can only continue to stay here. Even if he knows that he is dead, he will die with the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo saw that they were surrounded by enemies again, and they were also furious in their hearts. So he immediately took out kunai, took out their respective ninja tools, and prepared to fight the enemy. At this time, when the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn saw that Senju Tobarama and the others were going to fight with them, they laughed wildly again. Hee, I tell you three bastards, our two brothers have the blood of the Six Paths Immortals, just because you are not my opponents at all. That's right, the previous second-generation Hokage was beheaded by me, and now you three little bastards must be smashed to pieces by us, and your bones will be smashed to ashes. Hee, really, do you really have such a powerful ability? At this critical moment, Kazama was already in front of everyone in a time machine. At this time, with the appearance of the wind, the two brothers, Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen, and the Golden Horn Silver Horn, were all shocked and couldn't believe it. After all, they had never seen Kazama before, and they couldn't understand how Kazama came to the crowd. I don't even know if the wind is now a friend or an enemy. At this time, when Senju Tobarama saw that Kazama was wearing his Konoha forehead guard, he immediately let out a sigh of relief. Because now, the two brothers of the Golden Horn and Silver Horn are enough for him to drink a pot. If Kazama is also the enemy's helper, then he really doesn't have the confidence to protect Sarutobi Danzo. But Senju Tobarama thought that even if Kazama were reinforcements, he alone would be useless. Addition, seeing that Kazama was so young, he was probably a genin, so he wanted to persuade Kazama to leave immediately. But the two brothers from the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn hate others to laugh at them the most, and hate others to look down on them the most. Therefore, once they saw the genin in the wind, they dared to pretend in front of themselves, and immediately made them furious and violent. Then the two brothers from the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn immediately pointed at Feng Jian's nose and cursed angrily. "You little bastard, originally we didn't want to pay attention to your genin, so we left a whole corpse of your genin on the battlefield, but you little bastard dared to look down on our two rays of light in the cloud, the two brothers from the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn. Since this is the case, then today I will smash your body into thousands of pieces and smash your bones into ashes to see how you pretend to be arrogant and how arrogant." Chapter 305 Shocking Golden Horn Silver Horn. At this moment, the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn let out an angry roar, and they flew towards the wind and killed them. At this time, Senju Tobarama immediately prepared to help Kazama to fight against the two brothers from the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn. But just as he was about to take action, he found that the wind actually stopped him. "What are you doing?" Seeing the wind blocking him, Senju Tobarama was greatly puzzled. "Silver corner, golden corner, I can deal with it alone." "What?" Hearing what Kazama said, Senju Tobarama was taken aback again. And the Golden Horn and Silver Horn became even more furious when he heard that Kazuma dared to look down on them. "Boy, did the donkey kick your head in the head." Just when the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn were scolding the wind. With a face-to-face effort, the wind immediately killed the two brothers at the Golden Horn and Silver Horn. Then the wind punched past, and the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn shot hundreds of meters away. Two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn did not expect this sudden change, even Senju Tobarama did not expect it. This kid actually possesses such terrifying power. Seeing that the power emanating from Kazama's fist was so huge, Senju Tobarama was immediately shocked. At this time, the two brothers, the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn, were also famous for their immense strength. But they never expected that Funyun's strength is actually stronger than himself. And a face-to-face effort knocked the two of them to the ground. This instantly made them even more embarrassed and angry. So the two immediately said to the wind with resentment on their faces again, "Xiao Za Mao, it seems that we really underestimated you before. I didn't expect you to be so powerful. You two better keep your mouth clean. Don't do this to me. Our two brothers are people of that temperament. We will scold whoever we don't like. If you let us clean up, will we clean up? What are you?" The Golden Horn Silver asked the two brothers to speak, and immediately took out the ninja tool that he was good at. That is, the golden rope, the 7-star sword, the banana fan, and the Yuhi gourd. Oops. Two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn took out the 6 Paths Immortals ninja gear. Senju Tobarama was shocked again. Although Senju Tobarama is not from Kumogakure village in the Land of Thunder, he has never gotten along with the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn on weekdays. But the name and power of the 6 Paths Immortal Ninja Tool, Senju Tobarama has already heard of it. So Senju Tobarama hurried to Kazama's side and said to Kazama, "You must be careful, these two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn not only have the blood of the 6 Paths Immortal, they can also use the 6 Paths Immortals ninja tools. It is easy to use, especially the purple gold gourd, the golden rope and the 7-star sword, which can cut off the words of others and absorb them into the gourd, so you must be very careful, and the banana fan, it is an attack that can use the 5 elements of wind, thunder, water, fire, and earth, so now you must leave immediately, and I am here to resist." Seeing that Senju Tobarama doesn't know him, but thinks so for himself, Kazama naturally admires him very much. Cage-level masters like Senju Tobarama generally don't care so much about their subordinates. But their Konoha ninjas are different. Their Konoha ninjas all regard the life of their companions as the most sacred thing and the most precious thing. Chapter 306 Take the Golden Horn Silver Horn Ninja Tool again. Because of this, even if Kazama has Odogakure village, he is willing to continue to be Konoha's ninja. Two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn took out the 6 EPUB's Immortals ninja tools. When he was full of confidence again, he immediately sneered in the wind. "I'll tell you this, little bastard, now we don't need to introduce the power of these ninja tools to you too much. After all, your second generation Hokage has already told you a new kind of nuance, but even if you know our ninja the power of the tool, knowing the usefulness of our ninja tool, you can't resist it. This is the gap in strength. Not bad, because our ninja tools have now reached the level of destruction." As soon as the Golden Horn's voice fell, a face-to-face kung fu immediately changed his hand to the golden rope and killed him towards the wind. At this time, the silver corner followed closely, and it seemed that Matsuri wanted to take advantage of the situation and use the 7-star sword to cut off the word spirit drawn by the golden rope in the wind and curse. If it were someone who didn't know, I'm afraid that a face-to-face effort would find the way of the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn. But in the real world, Kazama had already fought against the two brothers, the Golden Horn and Silver Horn. And he also hanged the two brothers of the Golden Horn and Silver Horn, and took away their ninja tools. Therefore, seeing the attack of these two people now, Fengjian immediately sneered, not afraid at all. Besides, Kazama is so powerful now, but he has 10,000 ways to kill the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn in an instant. But Kazama thought that the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn dared to be so arrogant. So if he killed them easily, wouldn't it be too cheap for them? So Kazama decided to play with them before beheading them. Therefore, Fengyan's face-to-face kung fu immediately exerted his heavenly hand. Silver corner at the rear with himself. At this time, the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn hadn't reacted, and the two of them collided, and the two hit their heads with blood. At this time, the golden rope of the Golden Horn touched the body of Silver Horn. Therefore, when even summoned the word spirit of the Silver Corner. At this time, the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn were all shocked. Just when they wondered why they were together. That Kazama had already snatched the 7-star sword from Silver Horn's hand at a lightning-quick speed. And take advantage of the situation to cut off the seal of the word spirit of the Silver Corner. Then he took Yuhi's gourd from Silver's horn. Then he immediately smiled and said to the two brothers, the Silver Horn and the Golden Horn, "But I said you two brothers are fools. Aren't you going to attack me? Why did you fight so well by yourself?" "What? I'm angry too." The Golden Horn and the Silver Horn were angry and embarrassed because they fought together. Now I see Fengjian dare to be cheap and sell good, and dare to laugh at them. Immediately, they were even more furious in their hearts, and they were furious. But no matter how angry they were in their hearts and how they were furious, they didn't dare to curse at the wind now. After all, they knew that Kazama used his golden rope and 7-star sword to cut off and curse the word spirit of Silver Horn before. If they say that they are shouting and cursing in the wind now, they will definitely say their own catchphrase unconsciously. Even if the Golden Horn said the mantra, it might be fine. But if Silver Corner said a mantra, then Silver Corner would have a face-to-face effort and was absorbed by the Yuhi gourd in Kazama's hand. Chapter 307 First Abuse Silver Corner. This naturally shocked the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn. So the two immediately covered their mouths, not daring to say anything, only daring to glare at Fengjian. At this time, Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen Danzo and others on the other side. However, I never expected that with a few face-to-face efforts in the wind, they would be able to turn the tables against the wind and make a gorgeous counterattack. This was far beyond their expectations. And even Senju Tobarama didn't expect that Kazama could suppress the two brothers of the Golden Horn and Silver Horn so easily. This is not to say that Senju Tobarama underestimated the Kazama duo. But he knew that the strength of the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn was very superb. Golden Horn and Silver Horn not only possess the strength of Kyubi, Nine-Tails Demon Fox, but also can use the ninja tools of 6 EPUB's Immortal with ease. So even if Senju Tobarama fights against them alone, Senju Tobarama is not sure to kill them. But now Fengjian can actually hang these two people so easily. Senju Tobarama admired that Kazama in his heart, and naturally became more curious about the origin of Kazama. At this time, once the wind saw the two brothers from the golden horn and the silver horn covering their mouths, they did not dare to say a word. He immediately sneered at them. I said that the two of you are really stupid. Although it is said that silence is golden, there is a saying that eloquence is golden. You don't say a word now. Do you think you can escape being absorbed by my Yuhi gourd? Fate. What? Hearing Fengyan's words, the silver corner was sucked in by Yuhi gourd before he could understand what was going on. Hee, I tell you, even if you don't speak, you will be absorbed by the stolen Yuhi gourd. It really pissed me off. At this time, Jin Zhao suddenly thought that his Yuhi gourd did have this ability. But he never expected that an outsider in Kazami actually knew so much about his ninja equipment. This naturally made him furious. Then the golden horn laughed wildly, and then immediately cast that serious Kyubi, Nine Tails chakra. After all, the golden horn and the silver horn are brothers, and the friendship is very deep. As long as one side is killed, the other side will go completely berserk. And at this time, Senju Tobarama actually performed Kyubi, Nine Tails chakra when he saw the golden horn. He knew that the power of Kyubi, Nine Tails, represented the power of destruction. Even though he had seen Kazama hanging and beating the two brothers from the golden horn and silver horn before, he still couldn't believe that Kazama could continue to hang and beat the two of them. So Senju Tobarama hurriedly rushed into the wind again and said, Go as far as you can now, don't fight with the golden horn. This golden horn is the chakra of Kyubi, Nine Tails, the tailed beast's chakra. The strength is very arrogant, very powerful. Want to go, want to be beautiful. Just when Senju Tobarama persuaded Kazama that cast Kyubi, Nine Tails chakra was already killing the wind. At this time, Senju Tobarama made a face-to-face effort and immediately cast the Suiden, water-style, water formation wall in an attempt to block the attack of the golden horn. But he never expected that the strength of the golden horn after the tail beast has reached a terrifying level. Just a face-to-face effort, he completely broke through the water formation wall of Senju Tobarama. Hee, I said Senju Tobarama, did your brain kick the donkey? Now that I have the power of a tailed beast, this trash Suiden, water style, also wants to block me. Dream about you. Chapter 308 To abuse the golden horn again. Suiden, water style, water formation wall. Just when the golden horn after the rampage, he kept laughing at Senju Tobarama's Suiden, water style. That Kazama also immediately cast a Suiden, water style, water formation wall. At this time, Golden Horn saw that the water formation wall between Senju and Fei was broken by himself. Now Kazama still dares to use Suiden, water style, to pretend in front of him. This immediately made him laugh even more in his heart. I said, you little bastard, you are really stupid. You must know that Senju Tobarama is the one who claims to have signed a contract with the sea, and even his Suiden, water style can't stop me. Now you little bastard, can the Suiden, water style, stop me? With a roar of the golden horn, its body has rushed towards the Suiden, water style, in the wind. Water formation wall in the Kazama, and the golden horn was instantly stunned. It turns out that the water formation wall in the wind today is dozens of times more than the water formation wall in Senju Tobarama. If Senju Tobarama's water formation wall is a wall, then the water formation wall in Kazama has reached the level of a city wall, and it is still a city wall of thousands of miles. Water formation wall in the wind was like a tsunami, whistling towards the golden horn. Not to mention the golden horn, even Senju Tobarama and the others were so frightened that they took a few steps back and almost collapsed on the ground. Because even Senju Tobarama, who made a contract with the sea, he doesn't have so much chakra to summon such a powerful Suiden, water style. But Kazama is so relaxed now that he has displayed such a powerful Suiden, water style. How this doesn't shock Senju Tobarama's heart. At this time, although the golden horn was also shocked, he thought that he had said a big thing before. I have already said that I am not afraid of any Suiden, water style. Wouldn't it be too shameless if he backed away at this time? Thinking of this, the Golden Horn could only bite the bullet and greet the water formation wall in the wind room. When Fengjian saw that the Golden Horn actually really did not know how to fight with his water formation wall, he sneered immediately. You must know that the QB, 9 tails, chakra of the Golden Horn is awesome. But the water formation wall in the wind is also very powerful and very powerful. After all, this water formation wall in the wind contains the power of different fires, which is not comparable to ordinary Sweden water style. This power has already reached the level of destruction. Therefore, these few face-to-face efforts made the Golden Horns beaten and retreated. At this time, the Golden Horn was embarrassed. After all, he thought he could break through the water formation wall in the wind in an instant. But now he not only failed to pass, but was completely suppressed by the water formation wall in the wind. Therefore, the Golden Horn immediately prepared to escape from here, but just when the Golden Horn was thinking about how to rush out of the Sweden water-style siege, I heard another roar from the wind, and then I saw thousands of water Jinchuriki column emanating from the water formation wall. A few face-to-face efforts, and the Golden Horn was severely bruised. If it weren't for the Golden Horn, it now has QB, 9 tails, chakra, which can heal wounds instantly. I am afraid that a face-to-face effort will be smashed into flesh by the wind. And at this time, Senju Tobarama saw that the wind was able to use the Sweden water style so superbly. It even completely suppressed the tailed beast's Golden Horn. Senju Tobarama immediately admired Kazama and immediately gave him a thumbs up. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo, seeing Senju Tobarama, who was not good at boasting, actually gave Kazama a thumbs up. Chapter 309 It's easy to hang you. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo, seeing Senju Tobarama, who was not good at boasting, actually gave Kazama a thumbs up. They were immediately shocked by the wind in their hearts. At this time, the beast-shaped Golden Horn saw that he was no match for Kazama, so he immediately prepared to escape. Xiao Mao, I am indeed your opponent, but if I want to escape, you can't catch me no matter what, haha. It's a pity that in front of the wind, he can't escape no matter what. Shinra Tensai, Almighty Push, sign. At this time, Feng Shi probed with one hand, and immediately spread the Golden Horn to the ground. At this time, Senju Tobarama thought that the Golden Horn would escape successfully. But he never expected Fengjian to be so arrogant. With a light lift of his hand, he knocked the Golden Horn to the ground again. Just when Senju Tobarama was shocked, Kazama immediately cast Bansho Tenon, Universal Pull, sucking the Golden Horn over. And that Golden Horn saw that he was so close to the wind, and even wanted to take advantage of the situation to fight back against the wind. It's a pity that Kazama had already seen his thoughts, so he performed the Shinra Tensai, Almighty Push, campaign again and blasted it out 100 meters away. In this way, after a few face-to-face efforts, Jin Zhao was completely beaten by the wind and could not move. At this time, although the Golden Horn was beaten to death by the wind, but he still refused to accept Fengjian, and still sneered at Fengjian. Little Misty, let me tell you, although you can beat me to the death, you can never kill me, because my body is protected by QB, 9 tails, chakra, so you can't hurt me at all. Even if you beat me to the city meat-chan, I can be resurrected instantly. Really? Since it's so awesome, then I'll absorb your QB, 9 tails, chakra first. Just because you want to absorb my QB, 9 tails, chakra, dream about you. My QB, 9 tails, power is not something you can absorb, what? Just when Jin Zhao thought that the wind was talking big, he didn't expect that Kazama had already used the ability of 6 paths Hungry Ghost Realm. A few moments, the QB, 9 tails, chakra of the Golden Horn was completely sucked. This was far beyond the Golden Horn's expectations. It made Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen and others even more shocked. What? How is this possible? It is absolutely impossible. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others and the Golden Horn all made this shocking sound. Although it is said that Sarutobi Hiruzen, Senju Tobarama and others very much hope that the wind can hang the Golden Horn. After all, the Golden Horn is their enemy. As long as Fengjian can kill the Golden Horn, then they can be saved. But they never expected that now the wind can still absorb the enemy's attack. Isn't this an invincible existence? At this time, the Golden Horn was also full of shock. He never expected that he had clearly displayed the power of the QB, Nine-Tails Demon Fox now. But he was not the opponent of Fengjian, which naturally frustrated the Golden Horn's self-esteem. So the Golden Horn let out a roar and killed it again towards the wind. At this time, Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others were no longer worried about Kazama. After all, they all know that Fengyan's strength is very clever, especially arrogant. So even if they worry, it's useless. Besides, they didn't need to worry about Kazama at all. Because they all know that Kazejian's current strength can completely hang this Golden Horn. Chapter 310 Danzo is not convinced. And as expected by Senju Tobarama at all. Now that the Golden Horns have come to the face, they have been knocked to the ground again by the wind. Then, in order to wait for the Golden Horn to react, Kazama immediately sucked him into Yuhi's gourd. At this time, Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen, and Danzo were all shocked and admired by Kazama. After all, if they were themselves, they wouldn't be able to hang Golden Horn and Silver Horn so easily. After all, this Golden Horn Silver Kakuzu is the famous arrogant and domineering person, and their strength is also very superb. Otherwise, it is impossible to be called the two rays of light in the cloud. But now their so-called two rays of light in the cloud were so easily beaten by the wind. This naturally shocked them. Addition, Kazama now not only beheaded Golden Horn and Silver Horn, but even took away their ninja tools, which immediately made Senju Tobarama and others admire them even more. All know, the reason why the Golden Horn Silver Horn is so awesome is mostly due to the ninja tools of their Six Paths Immortal. This Six Paths Immortal's ninja gear is also very much expected by ordinary people. But everyone also knows that the Six Paths Immortal's ninja tool and its consumption of chakra, they can't use it even if they get it. Now Kazama can not only easily take the ninja tools of the two brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn. You can even use these ninja tools with ease. This naturally shocked the hearts of Senju Tobarama and others. So Senju Tobarama immediately praised Kazama constantly, because he admired Kazama very much in his heart. I said, this little brother, now you are really too powerful, too arrogant. Before we thought you were young, just an ordinary genin, but now we didn't expect your strength to be so strong. Niyubi, you have greatly exceeded my expectations. Lord Hokage, you're serious. This Golden Horn, Silver Horn, in my opinion, is a piece of junk. Killing them is naturally easy. What? Senju Tobarama and Sarutobi Hiruzen were surprised to hear that Kazama actually regarded the Golden Horn Silver Corner as trash. But even if they were shocked in their hearts, they were not. Speak doubtful words. After all, Kazami does have this ability and this strength. And that Golden Horn Silver Horn is very powerful in front of others. But in front of the wind, they are indeed too garbage. At this time, Danzo on the other side scoffed at Kazama's words. Then Danzo immediately sneered and said into the wind, I said you, this kid, considering your young age, I didn't expect you to be able to talk big. Danzo, how could you speak like that to our benefactor? Sarutobi Hiruzen was furious when he saw that Danzo dared to laugh at Kazama. Don't give me this shit. Before Sarutobi could finish speaking, Danzo scolded him with rubbish. Although Danzo and Yuanfei Hiruzen are companions, because he heard about Senjufei's Hokage appointment earlier, he was very angry with Sarutobi Hiruzen in his heart. Danzo aspires to be Hokage, after all. But now Sarutobi Hiruzen has become the serious new Hokage. Therefore, Danzo was naturally furious in his heart, and he was furious. Therefore, he didn't want to pay too much attention to Sarutobi Hiruzen, but immediately sneered into the wind again. Chapter 311 Then hit you. Let me tell you kid, although I say that your strength is very powerful, but since I have never seen you in that Konoha village before, I hope you can tell your name now. If you can't tell, then there is reason and obligation to believe that you are a spy sent by the enemy. What? I'm angry too. Hearing that Danzo framed himself again and again, the wind was instantly furious. Then a slap went over, knocking Danzo directly to the ground. At this time, Danzo never expected that Kazama would dare to do it with himself. Because Danzo relied on being Senju Tobarama's apprentice on weekdays, he was horizontal and domineering all day, and no one dared to give himself face. But now he never expected that he was slapped in the face by the wind, and he was naturally angry. So that Danzo stood up with a carp, and then another hungry tiger came and killed it in the wind in an instant. Pity that although this Danzo's strength is not bad, he is just a piece of garbage in front of Kazama. Therefore, Fengjan is now 3-5-2, so he once again bruised his nose and face that Danzo beat, and looked for Kiba all over the place. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Senju Tobarama on the other side were worried that Kazama would really kill that Danzo. But they also knew that Kazama was the savior who saved their lives. Wouldn't it be outrageous to say that they are now taking action against Fengjan? Besides, Kazama is not that bloodthirsty person, he has already killed Danzo twice before. He couldn't bear to kill Danzo when he was young again. So Kazama made a face-to-face effort, and immediately cast Koto Amatsukami on Danzo, giving him an order to protect Konoha. At this time, Danzo, who was hit by Koto Amatsukami Kazama, naturally did not dare to continue to act in front of Kazama. So he hurriedly kowtowed to the wind and begged for mercy. Danzo, who was scolding Danzo directly at the wind. Now a face-to-face kung fu is actually kowtowing to the wind and begging for mercy. This naturally shocked Senju Tobarama in his heart. At this time, Sarutobi on the other side admired Kazama even more. Because he knew that Danzo's character was very stubborn. Even Senju Tobarama's orders, Danzo sometimes doesn't follow much. Now that Danzo has surrendered to Kazama, this is naturally surprising to Sarutobi Hiruzen. At this time, Kazama saw that the golden horn and the silver corner had been resolved, and Danzo surrendered to himself. So Kazama used his super perception again and began to look for the whereabouts of Jinglian Yaohuo. After all, Fengjan came here now to find the Jinglian demon fire. At this time, Senju Tobarama and others wanted to leave immediately and return to Konoha. But they saw Kazama sitting cross-legged now, as if perceiving the situation around them. So they stopped talking, but waited quietly for the wind. Now, unknowingly, Kazama has become the leader of the crowd with his powerful strength. At this time, Kazama's super perceptive power was exerted. When he found out that outside the forest, a powerful ninja was killing him, and the Jinglian demon fire was on this person. After feeling the powerful strength of this person, Kazama immediately laughed instead of angry. Although the strength of this ninja is very strong, compared with the golden horn silver horn, it is not inferior at all. But the scenery is not afraid at all. Chapter 312 Three Generations of Reikage Who Have Changed Their Temperament. After all, Fengjan came here now to find the Jinglian demon fire. So no matter how powerful or arrogant this person is, Fengjan has to take back his pure lotus demon fire from his hands. At this time, Na Fengjan immediately turned his head and said to Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, "Everyone, now 100 miles away, there is a powerful enemy coming to kill us, and this person's strength is stronger than that of the golden horn silver horn. There's still bullshit, so it's up to me to resist here now, you people leave now." What? How is this possible? Hearing Kazama's words, Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others immediately shook their heads and refused. I said, little brother Fengjan, you have already saved our lives before, how can we escape in crisis now? Yeah, little brother Fengjan, although we say that our strength is not as good as yours, but we are not as strong as you, but we are also men with strong bones, and we can't escape so easily, so no matter how powerful the enemy is. It's amazing, In short, as long as he dares to come, we will have a real fight with him. This one. As soon as he heard what everyone said, Kase no longer refused. After all, Kazama is also well versed in the world of people. If he refuses the good intentions of everyone again and again, then he will appear too ruthless. Besides, although the strength of the incoming person is high, the wind is not afraid at all. After all, Kazama now has the 9-tomo Samsara Sharingan that is serious. Therefore, no one can pretend in front of him, nor is he qualified to be arrogant in front of him. And not long after this time, the person with the pure lotus demon fire immediately came to the crowd. It's actually him. At this time, the wind was shocked when he saw the appearance of the person who came. It turns out that this person is the future 3 generations of Reikage. As far as Kazama knows, these 3 generations of Reikage are very simple and honest people. But the wind was totally unexpected. Now in this parallel world, the characters of these 3 generations of Reikage have also undergone earth-shaking changes. In this world, the 3 generations of Reikage are the heinous ones. And the 2 brothers from the Golden Horn and Silver Horn are his subordinates. It was he who commanded the Golden Horn and Silver Horn to kill the 2nd generation Reikage. The purpose is to overthrow the rule of the 2nd generation Reikage, so that he can become the 3rd generation Reikage himself. Because the 3 generations of Reikage were originally very powerful, and their bodies were strong enough to withstand the full blow of the tailed beast. In addition, he has now obtained this pure lotus demon fire, so he is naturally more arrogant and domineering. Therefore, when he sees Kazama and others here, he will laugh wildly. He still does not know the true strength of the wind. He didn't know that it was Kazama who beheaded his 2 capable men, the Golden Horn Silver Horn. Therefore, he thought it was the 2nd generation Hokage who beheaded his subordinates. So after coming here, he immediately pointed at Senju Tobarama's nose and scolded, "Well, you 2nd generation Hokage, you are so arrogant. I thought that sending the Golden Horn Silver Horn could teach you to hunt and kill, but I didn't expect that you were so fucking lucky to be able to block the attack of the Golden Horn and Silver Horn. Well, since that's the case, then today I'm going to see how awesome you are." Status. At this time, the 3 generations of Reikage's voice fell, and immediately cast their own killer stab in hell. Chapter 313 Newborn calves are not afraid of tigers. An instant, he killed Senju Tobarama. And at this time that Senju Tobarama although cast Hiraishin in time to evade. But even so, it was almost hit by those 3 generations of Reikage. As expected of a strong general under the 2nd generation Reikage, the speed is indeed terrifying. Senju Tobarama couldn't help but said secretly. At this time, the 3 generations of Reikage were not afraid of tigers because they were newborn calves. So he didn't take that Senju Tobarama into his eyes at all. So when I saw Senju Tobarama dodging his attack, he sneered. Then, he tried his best to kill Senju Tobarama again. And at this time, when Kazama saw this 3rd generation Reikage, he dared to look down on him, and he didn't take himself seriously. So he immediately flew and blocked in front of Senju Tobarama. At this time, the 3 generations of Reikage really didn't take Kazama seriously. Because now that he saw that Fengjian dared to resist his attack, he was immediately furious. So immediately prepared to kill Kazama, and then go to deal with Senju Tobarama. But what the 3 generations of Reikage didn't expect was that after his hell thrust hit Kazama, Kazama was actually intact. This suddenly surprised the 3 generations of Reikage. At this time, not only the 3rd generation Reikage was shocked, but even Senju Tobarama and Sarutobi Hiruzen were all shocked. Because they all know that the strength of this 3rd generation Reikage is very superb and very powerful. Especially his hell thrust, but it is known as the strongest spear. But now Kazama has easily blocked the strongest spear of this 3rd generation Reikage. This is of course greatly beyond their expectations. At this time, the 3 generations of Reikage also saw the unusualness of the wind at a glance. Therefore, he quickly put away the attack, and then retreated several steps in a row. Only then did he face the wind with a face full of anger and say, "You little bastard, you are really awesome, you dare to do something to me. You'd better keep your mouth clean for me. Hee hee, don't give me this shit." At this time, the 3 generations of Reikage saw that Kazama was not afraid of him, and even dared to curse at him. This suddenly made him furious and furious. After all, the 3 generations of Reikage were in the village before, and even the 2nd generation Reikage was not convinced. How could he allow the young man Kazama to reprimand him? Therefore, the 3 generations of Reikage performed a face-to-face kung fu, and they performed a 3-handed hand that was more powerful than the 4-handed hand. At this time, the thrusting ability of the 3 generations of Reikage had undergone earth-shaking changes. This is that Senju Tobarama was immediately shocked when he saw it, so he hurriedly said to Kazama, "Little brother Kazama, you must be careful, now the 3-generation Reikage's hell thrust is very powerful, very awesome." Hee hee, I said it now, it's too late. Before Senju Tobarama could finish speaking, the 3rd generation of Reikage immediately burst into laughter. Because the 3 generations of Reikage did not take Kazama in their eyes at all. Therefore, upon hearing Senju Tobarama's words, he accelerated his speed again and slayed towards Kazama. He thought that he had used the 3 skills, and he should be able to kill the wind easily. But he never expected that now the wind in the wind has regained the strange fire. Therefore, with the strongest defense of the current volcanic stone flame, Kazama can easily resist the attacks of the 3 generations of Reikage. Chapter 314 successfully subdued the Jinglian demon fire. In addition, Kazama can absorb the opponent's chakra. Therefore, after the 3 generations of Reikage's hell thrust Sanbangwan hand hit Kazama, it is like a tickling. Not only did not break through the defense of the wind, it was even easy for Kazama to absorb the power contained in these 3 masters into the body. What? How is this possible? It is absolutely impossible. Reikage, who have always been arrogant and domineering. Seeing that his 3 books did not hurt Kazama in the slightest. He was even blocked by Fengjian intact, which suddenly made him furious and violent. But now even if he is angry again, it is useless. After all, it was easy for Kazama to block his attack now. This suddenly shocked the 3 generations of Reikage, and they couldn't believe it. At this time, Senju Tobarama saw that Kazama was intact, and shook his head with a smile. How could I forget that little brother Kazama has the ability to absorb the opponent's attack, so no matter how powerful the enemy's tricks are, it is of no use to Kazama. Stop trying to force me. 3rd generation of Reikage was originally annoyed that he couldn't kill Kazama. So now I see Senju Tobarama still gloating on the sidelines. This naturally made the 3 generations of Reikage even more unbearable in their hearts. So the 3 generations of Reikage's face-to-face kung fu immediately turned the 3 books into 1 book again. At this time, even the surrounding air became hot and dry. Because today's 3 generation Reikage's stab in hell has reached its peak. At this time, the 3 generations of Reikage sneered again and sneered in the wind. "Little bastard, although I don't know why you can absorb my attack, I don't know why your defense is so strong, it's so awesome, but it's a pity that in front of my current stab in hell, no matter how awesome and powerful your defense is, it's of no use to me." Quote. At this time, as soon as the voice of the 3 generations of Reikage fell, they immediately rushed towards Fengjian with lightning speed. "Ha ha ha, little brat, you're going to die." Just when these 3 generations of Reikage thought that Kazama would surely die. Didn't expect the result to be the same now. That is, he didn't hurt Kazama at all, and his attack was completely blocked by Kazama. This suddenly made the 3 generations of Lei Ying even more shocked, and it was even more difficult to believe. Because his stab from hell was well-rounded, but it reached the level of perfection. But now he still hasn't been able to hurt the wind in the slightest, which is far beyond the expectations of the 3 generations of Reikage. So the 3 generations of Reikage had a face-to-face effort, and hurriedly cast the pure lotus demon fire in his body. Xiao Mao, you really amaze me. If I used to be me, I really wouldn't be your opponent, but now I'm not the me I used to be, and my attacks are very powerful, very powerful. At this time, before everyone could react, the powerful pure lotus demon fire in the body of the third generation Hokage whistled towards the wind. In the eyes of others, Jinglian demon fire is indeed a very powerful and powerful existence. But in the eyes of the wind, Jinglian Yaohuo is his defeated general. At this time, after the Jinglian demon fire turned into a human form, it was going to attack the wind. But when he saw the appearance of the wind, immediately, he was surprised and delighted. Then, with a plop, he knelt in front of the wind. At that time, the three generations of Hokage never expected that the strength of the Jinglian Yaohuo was so superb. All of them turned their backs and betrayed themselves and surrendered to Kazama. This suddenly made the three generations of Hokage furious. So he pointed directly at the nose of the Jinglian Yaozan and scolded, "Jinglian Yaohuo, you bastard, you fucking said you wanted to surrender to me, but now you fucking dare to betray me, really tolerable or unbearable? Stop giving me nonsense." At this time, he did not wait for the three generations of Hokage to finish. Jinglian Yaohuo burned the three generations of Hokage into nothingness in a single face-to-face effort. "It's my master, what are you? You dare to let me recognize you as master?" Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen and others were once again taken aback when they heard the words of Jinglian Yaohuo. They never expected that such foreign objects in the world as Jinglian demon fire would surrender to Fengjian. In their eyes now, Fengjian is not a human being, but a god. Chapter 315 Go to the Senju Hashirama era. I said, little brother Fengjian, you are too powerful, you are too awesome. At this time, Senju Tobarama, Sarutobi Hiruzen, and Danzo could no longer suppress the excitement in their hearts. Therefore, they all crowded around Fengjian, constantly complimenting the middle. After looking at the wind, he immediately smiled and nodded at them. Although Fengjian is a modest person, he is naturally very happy when he sees everyone complimenting him like this. At this time, Fengshi knew that since he had already subdued the Jinglian demon fire and the spirit of life, then, I will go to the world of the first Hokage again and start to recover the Yuhi Lotus fire. After all, as long as the Yuhi Lotus karmic fire is absorbed, Kazama can have 23 kinds of different fires in its entirety. At that time, Kazama's strength can reach an unprecedented state. At that time, Kazama will be able to deal with the attack of the Otsutsuki clan seriously. At this time, Senju Tobarama didn't know that Kazama was going to leave immediately. Therefore, he said to Kazama, "I said little brother Kazama. Now you have not only saved the lives of us and others, but even defeated the Golden Horn Silver Horn and the many masters in Kumogakure village, the land of thunder. If you don't dislike it, then I hope you will return to Konoha with us immediately, and I will definitely reward you greatly in the name of Hokage." This, Hokage-sama, you are serious? Second generation Hokage Senju Tobarama was going to reward him. Kazama immediately smiled and waved his hand. "Oh, why is that?" At this time, Senju Tobarama admired Kazama too much, so he wanted to reward Kazama. But he never expected Kazama to reject him, which naturally made Senju Tobarama puzzled. Because everyone wants to be rewarded. After all, ninjas go out on missions to get bounties. Now Kazama doesn't want his own reward, which naturally made Senju Tobarama feel a lot of doubts in his heart. At this time, Kazama said to Fengjian again, "Lord Hokage, you may not know something, although I am very grateful to you for your reward, I can only take it from my heart, because I still have important things to do now." And then the interviewer said that I also sincerely protect Konoha. Even if there is no reward, I am willing to throw my head in blood for Konoha. After all, I am a ninja of Konoha. I was born and raised in Konoha. Don't be rude. Oh, really? Then since that's the case, I'm not forcing it anymore. Hearing Kazama's words, Senju Tobarama nodded immediately. And at this time, Senju Tobarama heard that Kazama was going to leave here, which made him puzzled. After all, he had seen the strength of Kazami just now. If Kazama is in his own Konoha, then his own Konoha will be able to unify the entire ninja world in the future. Now Kazama wants to leave here, which naturally makes Senju Tobarama feel very sad. But Senju Tobarama also knows that Kazama is a very mysterious person, and his strength is also very superb. Even if you want to keep it, you can't keep it. Lord Hokage, our green hills will continue to flow without changing the rate, and there will be a period in the future. As soon as Funyun's voice fell, he took the time shuttle again. A few face-to-face efforts, we came to the era of the first Hokage Senju Hashirama. Chapter 316 Coercion has no end. At this time, in the world of the first Hokage, there was no Konoha ninja village, nor the ninja villages of the other 5 countries. After all, this world is full of frequent wars, and there is no concept of a ninja village. It's just a battle between tribes. Example, the Senju clan where the first Hokage belonged, and the Uchiha clan, where Uchiha Madara belonged, were fighting all year round. But because Senju Hashirama had a very good relationship with that Uchiha Madara when he was young. Therefore, they joined forces between the 2 clans to defeat the many enemies in the ninja world. But no matter how good the relationship between 2 people is, they can only share adversity and cannot share blessings. Now that the Uchiha clan has joined forces with the Senju clan, they have obtained a lot of spoils. Naturally, there is an analysis on the question of distribution. This also directly led to the battle between the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan. Hashirama, it looks like the battle between our 2 families is about to break out now. In the Valley of the End, Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama, leading their retainers, were already on opposite sides. And that Senju Hashirama has always been a soft-hearted person. He also valued the friendship with Uchiha Madara very much, so he persuaded that Uchiha Madara one after another. But since Uchiha Madara was already bewitched by Black Zetsu at that time, he believes that only by obtaining Senju Hashirama's cells can he carry forward the Uchiha family. Only then can the Uchiha family become the largest family in the ninja world. So Uchiha Madara has given up his friendship with Senju Hashirama. Immediately after a face-to-face effort, he killed Senju Hashirama. Following the attack of Uchiha Madara, the members of the Uchiha family immediately killed the members of the Senju family. In addition to Uchiha Madara Uchiha, the strongest is that Uchiha Madara's younger brother, Uchiha Izuna. At this time, Senju Hashirama's younger brother, Senju Tobarama, had long disliked the Uchiha family. He always thought that the Uchiha family was too arrogant and domineering. Therefore, this Senju Tobarama immediately used all his powers to fight with that Uchiha Izuna. And that Uchiha Izuna is an arrogant and domineering generation, and he has always looked down on the Senju family. He always thought that the Senju clan didn't have the awesome Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. Then he is not qualified to be in alliance with his own Uchiha clan. So that Uchiha Izuna immediately fought with Senju Tobarama in a difficult way. At this time, although Senju Tobarama does not know Sharingan pupil technique, the strength of Senju Tobarama is also very powerful. After a few face-to-face efforts, Uchiha was defeated in a row. Give it up, Uchiha Izuna, your Uchiha clan can't be our Senju clan's opponent at all. Stop giving me the fucking bullshit. Uchiha Izuna saw that he was actually defeated by Senju Tobarama, which naturally made him extremely angry. So Uchiha Izuna's face-to-face effort immediately turned on his Sharingan. Senju Tobarama has long seen the power of this Sharingan. So he hurriedly closed his eyes. He was worried that he would hit the Sharingan's demonic illusion again. And at this moment, as Senju Tobarama's eyes closed, Uchiha Izuna immediately seized the opportunity. A face-to-face effort, he cast his trump card on that Senju Tobarama. Chapter 317 Hang Uchiha Izuna. And at this critical moment, a figure immediately stopped Uchiha Izuna's attack. This sudden change, let alone Uchiha Izuna, was shocked. Even that Senju Tobarama was surprised. Because Senju Tobarama felt that Uchiha Izuna's attack was hitting his vital spot just now. He also knew that he might die soon. But he didn't expect that now he was rescued by a mysterious person. Although Kazama had previously met him in the era of the second-generation Hokage Senju Tobarama. But because Kazama has now come to another parallel world, that is, the era of the original Hokage. So Senju Tobarama doesn't know Kazama at this time. Therefore, when he saw Fengjian save him, he was overjoyed. So I wanted to ask Kazama's last name and why I wanted to save myself. But since it was the time of the war, Senju Tobarama naturally didn't ask much. At this time, Uchiha Izuna, who had always been arrogant, was about to be killed by himself once Senju Tobarama. But he was rescued by a young man, which immediately made Uchiha Izuna furious. So this Uchiha Izuna immediately pointed at Kazama's nose and cursed without saying a word. "You little bastard, who are you? Why are you ruining my good deeds? Stop talking nonsense, now I'm not bad for you. I just want to tell you that there is no need for your Uchiha clan to fight with the Senju clan, because now your Uchiha clan has been bewitched by Black Zetsu, so you will be angry with the Senju clan. You have to stop talking nonsense to me. What about Black Zetsu, White Zetsu? I don't understand what you are saying. I tell you, little bastard, originally our target was only the Senju family, but you bastard dare to stop it. I behead Senju Tobarama, then I'll cut you now." As soon as Uchiha Izuna finished speaking, he immediately used his pair of 3 Tomo's Sharingan to cast Demonic Illusion in the wind. Sharingan's Demonic Illusion is awesome, be careful. Senju Tobarama didn't know Kazama's true strength yet, so he immediately became worried about Kazama. But he didn't know that in front of Kazama, Uchiha Izuna's Sharingan was the younger brother at all. So the wind at this time also immediately opened his pair of Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. A face-to-face effort easily resisted Uchiha Izuna's Demonic Illusion. By the way, Demonic Illusion was also cast on that Uchiha Izuna, causing that Uchiha Izuna to slump directly to the ground. What? How is this possible? At this time, Uchiha Izuna not only resisted his Demonic Illusion once he saw Kazama. He even bounced back his Demonic Illusion, attacking all 5 of his senses. This immediately shocked Uchiha Izuna. It's too early to be shocked. Just as Uchiha Izuna was shocked, Kazama cast Tsukuyomi on Uchiha Izuna again. At this time, in the world of Tsukuyomi, Kazama launched an endless spiritual attack on Uchiha Izuna. Uchiha Izumi, who was hit, was mentally frustrated and was dying. At this time, Senju Tobarama saw Uchiha Izuna, who was still arrogant and domineering just now. Now, in just a few seconds, he was knocked to the ground in the duel between the followers. This was far beyond Senju Tobarama's expectations. Chapter 318 Hang Uchiha Madara. After all, whether Uchiha Izuna's strength is high or low, Senju Tobarama has a deep understanding. But he never expected that in front of Kazama, this Uchiha Izuna would be so impatient. And at this time, Uchiha Madara, who was fighting fiercely with Senju Hashirama. As soon as he saw his younger brother was knocked over to the ground by a strange boy. This suddenly made that Uchiha Madara furious in his heart, beating like thunder. So this Uchiha Madara immediately asked Senju Hashirama to kill him in the wind. What kind of thing are you, little bastard? How dare you obstruct the battle between our Uchiha clan and the Senju clan? At this time, Uchiha Madara rushed to Kazama while scolding, preparing to shoot at Kazama. But when he saw the pair of Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan in the wind, suddenly shocked, he took a few steps back, and for a while he thought Kazama was a member of his Uchiha clan. After all, only the people of the Uchiha family are qualified and able to open this pair of Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. So Uchiha Madara immediately scolded into the wind. I said, you little bastard, looking at your eyes I can tell that you are from our Uchiha clan. But now you fucking dare to treat us Uchiha clan. The clansman shot. I said, are you an idiot? Clap clap clap. Just as Uchiha Madara kept scolding at Kazama, Kazama went over and slapped him 3 times, knocking him to the ground. Uchiha Madara never expected that Kazama's movements were so fast. Seeing that he was knocked to the ground by an unknown teenager, Uchiha Madara was naturally even more annoyed. At this time, Kazama sneered and said to Uchiha Madara, although I have Mangekyo Sharingan, I am not from your Uchiha clan. Could it be that you belong to the Senju family? I'm not from the Senju clan either. I'm here now, just to persuade both of you to stop fighting. After all, you are now bewitched by the Black Zetsu, so you attacked the Senju clan, so I hope you can turn your back. Quote. Stop giving me the fucking bullshit. Then Uchiha Madara didn't listen to Kazama's words at all. Because Uchiha Madara hasn't seen Black Zetsu yet. Although he said that his step-by-step actions were indeed bewitched by that Black Zetsu. But since Black Zetsu one hides in the dark and quietly guide this Uchiha Madara to attack the Senju clan. So this Uchiha Madara did not know the existence of Black Zetsu, but he was indeed bewitched by that Black Zetsu. Therefore, this Uchiha Madara now heard the words of the room, and thought that Kazama was pretending to be in front of him. Therefore, I thought that no matter what, I would smash the corpse into 10,000 pieces and smash the bones into ashes. Therefore, it is said that Uchiha Madara immediately rescued his younger brother and placed it in the army at the rear. Then he got up again and scolded the wind in a cold voice. I'll tell you, little bastard, it's okay for you to bully me Uchiha Madara, but now you dare to attack my brother Uchiha Izuna, then I can't spare you no matter what. Yes, don't think that you have this pair of Mangekyo Sharingan, you can be awesome in front of me, you must know that as the patriarch of the Uchiha clan, I also opened the Mangekyo Sharingan. As soon as Uchiha Madara's voice fell, his 3-tomo Sharingan spun rapidly and turned into Mangekyo Sharingan. Chapter 319 Paralyzed Uchiha Madara. Then Uchiha Madara attacked the Kazama again. But unfortunately, this Uchiha Madara's attack is sharp now. But in Kazama's eyes, all the flaws in Uchiha Madara's actions were clearly seen by him. Therefore, Fengjian is now even fighting, and a few face-to-face efforts have passed. Then he defeated the Uchiha Madara again and again. What? How is this possible? Seeing that he has obviously turned on Mangekyo Sharingan, but he is not the opponent of the wind. That he couldn't capture Kazama's movements, this made Uchiha Madara even more shocked. I tell you Uchiha Madara, all you have is an ordinary Mangekyo Sharingan, and mine is an eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, which is 1 level higher than you, so you are definitely not my opponent. It really pissed me off. Knowing that Kazama's eyes are even more powerful than his Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha Madara was immediately furious in her heart, and she also immediately coveted the eyes of the wind. He thought that since Kazama's strength was so superb, that must be because of this pair of timeless Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha Madara thought that as long as he took advantage of the situation to capture the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan in the wind, then his strength can become as powerful as the wind. Thinking of this, Uchiha Madara immediately cast that perfect Susanoo. Seeing that Uchiha Madara is now relying on Mangekyo Sharingan alone, Kazama has to admire the strength of Uchiha Madara at her peak. And at this time, Senju Tobirama had never seen this complete Susanoo. Therefore, seeing this mountain-like giant appear, he was so frightened that Senju Tobirama took a few steps back and broke out in cold sweat. At this time, even Senju Hashirama from the original Hokage flew in front of Kazama. Although he didn't know Kazama either, he saw Kazama just now but saved his younger brother. And also had a hard fight with that Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna. Therefore, he also knew that Fengjian was a friend rather than an enemy, so he immediately rushed to Fengjian and said, "Little brother, hurry up and retreat, now this Susanoo of Uchiha Madara, but their forbidden technique of the Uchiha family, ordinary people can't resist." Hee, Hashirama, you were right. Although you say that your brain is not good, but now you know my forbidden technique quite well. Uchiha Madara, who had opened up the full-body Susanoo, immediately laughed at Kazama, Hashirama and others with the appearance of Kun facing the world. I tell you these little stray hairs, this full-body Susanoo of mine is a super forbidden technique that claims that as long as you see it with your own eyes, you can't escape death, so now I use this full-body Susanoo to treat your little stray hair, and all the people of your Senju clan are killed. Only in this way can my Uchiha clan dominate the entire ninja world. Ha ha ha. Just when Uchiha Madara was laughing wildly, suddenly, he saw a golden giant several times taller than himself appeared in front of him. Even more imposing than his full-body Susanoo. There are even 3 heads and 6 arms, and each of those 6 hands are holding extremely powerful weapons. This suddenly scared that Uchiha Madara took a few steps back and almost collapsed on the ground. Chapter 320 Fancy Sling Uchiha Madara. The face of this sudden change, Senju Hashirama and Senju Tobirama are also looking at me, I look at you, and they all look at each other in dismay. Because they never expected the ordinary people in their eyes. In a single face-to-face effort, he was able to perform a complete body Susanoo that was even more powerful than that Uchiha Madara. What? You are not a member of our Uchiha family, why are you able to perform the forbidden technique of our Uchiha family now? Then Uchiha Madara was shocked when she saw the golden Susanoo in Kazama today. I'm going to correct you, this one of mine is not a complete top Susanoo. It's a god-level Susanoo. Stop giving me the fucking words. Uchiha Madara was shocked in his heart, he also looked down on Kazama in his heart. After all, he thought that Kazama was not from his Uchiha clan. But Kazama now not only has the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan that only his own Uchiha clan can have. Susanoo that was comparable to or even stronger than himself. Then how could Uchiha Madara not be angry? Therefore, Uchiha Madara immediately directed Susanoo in a face-to-face effort, and killed the god-level Susanoo in the wind. Pity that although Uchiha Madara is powerful, he doesn't have the ability to hurt Kazama at all. I saw that Uchiha Madara's sword of Susanoo, which originally had the power to destroy the world, hit the god-level Susanoo of Kazama. Have any effect on this god-level Susanoo of Kazama. Instead, he was shocked by Susanoo in the wind and took a few steps back, which immediately shocked Uchiha Madara. He never expected that the perfect Susanoo that he had always been proud of. Knocked down by this god-level Susanoo of Kazama. At this time, Senju Hashirama thought that no matter how strong Kazama was, he would definitely not be the opponent of that Uchiha Madara. After all, even Senju Hashirama himself is not sure about hanging Uchiha Madara. Now he sees this god-level Susanoo in Kazama, it's just because of the hardness of his body. The complete body of Uchiha Madara, Susanoo, was shaken back and forth again and again. This Senju Hashirama couldn't help but exclaimed, what is the origin of this kid? How can he be so powerful? It seems that Uchiha Madara is very different from him. What, brother, is what you said true? Senju Tobirama on the other side was shocked when he heard his brother's words. Because of the strength of Uchiha Madara, he has also experienced it long ago. He also never expected that in this world, besides his brother, there are people who can beat Uchiha Madara. At this time, the two brothers, Senju Tobirama and Senju Hashirama, were shocked by Kazama's strength. That Uchiha Madara has already exerted all his strengths again. This god-level Susanoo towards Kazama. But no matter how awesome or powerful Uchiha Madara is, how could he be Kazama's opponent? At this time, Kazama immediately used the 6 artifacts on his Susanoo. A few face-to-face efforts, Susanoo, the complete body of Uchiha Madara, was beaten to pieces.